What's up guys, it's your favorite Kiwi coach, and give me 6 months of your time, I'll give you the best golf swing of your life. So welcome back to the channel guys. In this particular video, we're gonna be talking about the flip. What is the flip? Is there only maybe one type of flip? If you want to know about the flip, if you don't really know anything about it, this is the perfect video for you, and let's go ahead and jump in. But before we get into the video, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, and that is Kiwi Golf Japan. If you're too busy or you just can't make it out to your locations for lessons, Kiwi Golf Japan is the membership site for you. With 250 plus videos of golf instruction, we have everything on the site you could possibly want. So go ahead and check out that link down below, and now let's jump into the video. So for the first part of this video, I want to go over the basic definition of what a flip is. Now, for a lot of you guys out there, you probably already think you know what a flip is, but I'm under the impression that you guys don't know what a flip is. So let me explain the two types of flips, and the first one is going to go like this. So if I take a look at the club shaft like this, and then I rotate the toe in a counterclockwise rotation from my view, that would be the first type of flip, right? This would be a toe flip. So if you're coming anywhere from right around hip high to hip high, and you're having a massive amount of this rotation on the club shaft, to me, that would be a toe flip. So an example of that would be, let's say if I'm somewhere right around here before impact, and then right after impact I look something like this, to me, that would be the first type of flip, which is going to be a toe flip. Now the second type of flip is slightly different. It's a slightly different type of twist. And the twist that we're talking about is more so like a door hinge twist, right? So it'd be something like this. So let's pretend that if I get anywhere from right around hip high to hip high, and the swing looks something on the lines of this, so the club head is beating the hands quite drastically like this, that would be the second type of flip, which would be more so, in my opinion, like an extension type of flip, right? When the wrist goes this way, or you can think about it as the door hinge flip. So you can have a combination of both of those, which would be very unfortunate. I apologize if you do, or you might just have one of those. But there are two types of flips, not just one. Oftentimes, a lot of you guys really just think about this as the only type of flip, when that's just one of them. There is the toe flip as well. So now that we got the basic definition out of the way, let's get into the next point of the video. So the next point of the video is, why is a flip a bad thing? We all hear about it on YouTube. You've heard your friends say it, the coaches say it. Flipping is bad, but why is it bad? So let's get into the first type of flip, which is going to be this toe flip. Why would this be a bad thing? Well, if we are having the toe churning over rapidly from right around here to here, the reason why that would be a bad thing is it's going to make it very difficult to point the face where you want to point consistently, right? Just imagine yourself hitting a golf ball, one of them where the face churns this much from that point to that point, and the other one where the face churns this much. Well, obviously the second one where the face is not rotating as much is going to make it a whole lot easier to point the face where you want it to point when you hit the golf ball. So that would be one of the first reasons why a toe flip is something you don't want to do, because it's really inconsistent on where you're going to point the face angle. Now also, because you have an inconsistent face angle, you're going to also have an inconsistent curvature, because we all know wherever the face angle is relative to the club path means you're going to have a certain type of curvature. So if every other shot is different with your face angle, you're going to have a different type of curvature on every single shot. So you're also going to be inconsistent in that way as well. So that's how the first type of flip is going to be, really bad. We don't want to do that. So the second type of flip doesn't really mess around with the face angle as much as the first flip. It definitely can have some effect, but more so the issue with the door hinge flip is going to be more so trajectory as well as contact when it comes to kind of low to high strike variation on the face. So the more and more I let this club head beat the hands or get the door hinge flip, the more and more loft I'm adding onto the shot. So if I hit the golf ball relatively in the sweet spot, I'm going to hit the ball really, really high, and I could potentially lose a whole lot of distance. So if I'm trying to hit the clubs as far as I can, this would obviously be a really bad thing. Now, if I'm trying to hit the ball really, really high, maybe this could be a good thing, right? So again, it's not always bad in this sense. Now, the other reason, just like I said, contact-wise, the more and more I let the club head beat the hands, the easier it is for the club head to either bottom out behind the ball because you do this too much too early, or maybe you do this a little bit too early but then start to raise the hand so then you hit it thin. It's really going to mess with the high to low strike deviation on the club when you guys are doing this type of flip. So this would be the reason why the door hinge type of flip, if you do it, could cause some bad things in the golf swing. So the next point of the video, I want to get into the actual body parts, the actual motions that are going to be causing the two types of flips. So the first one I want to talk about is going to be this toe flip right here. What is the body part? What is the motion that actually causes this to occur? Well, it's quite simple. It's going to be the forearm rotation, right? This would be the direct correlator that's going to close the toe or open the toe, right? So this would be, for the toe flip, the direct correlator. Now, could you argue that certain things earlier in the backswing or downswing would also make it easier for this to occur? Absolutely, but in this particular video, we don't want to get into all the little tiny details. We want to keep it, simple and just go over the direct correlators. So when it comes to the toe flip, just understand it's really the wrist rotation and forearm rotation on either side that's going to be directly correlated to this flip. This is the motion and body part we want to control. So when it comes to the body part or the motion with the door hinge flip, I want you guys to kind of imagine this motion with your wrist. This is going to be the direct correlator when it comes to the door hinge flip, which just means extension to flexion, kind of this motion right here, back and forth. That's going to be the direct correlator or the body part of motion that's causing the flip. So whenever we're trying to fix the flip, this would be one of the direct correlators that we want to focus in on to try to get rid of the door hinge flip. So now I'm going to walk you through my simple process that I would probably do if I was struggling with both of these flips. So let's pretend we're hitting a shot here and we're struggling more so with the toe flip, right? So I'm basically just hooking the golf ball like crazy at this moment. I have a massive toe flip as I approach the golf ball. Now, just like I said earlier, as a true instructor, I'm sure there's things earlier in the golf swing that's really making you do this as well. And if you came in for a private lesson, that would definitely probably be the place we start. But for YouTube, we're gonna keep it simple here with the direct correlators. And like we said, we're trying to control the forearm and wrist rotation. So if I have a massive flipping motion, one of the things that I'm going to try to fix first off is gonna be my starting point at position 6. So the first thing I would check is, let's make sure the leading edge is either toe up or slightly toe down would be the ideal range. If that is the case, once we have gotten that, from here, I'm going to heavily focus on how much rotation of the forearm do I have from P6 to position 8. And if I have a massive flipping motion right past the golf ball, well, obviously I'm going to either feel the opposite motion, which would be kind of this rotation, or I'm just going to try to hold longer through impact. Those would be kind of the two ideas I might start with. So to give an example of that, if I were trying to hold longer, from here into impact, I'm not trying to change anything, but after impact, I'm trying to hold this toe from churning over. So I'm trying to kind of hold it through the impact, something like that. The other option, if that doesn't work, which oftentimes it doesn't, you almost want to do the opposite motion. So that would look like this. I'd hit the golf ball, and then as I come through the ball, I'm almost trying to churn the toe the opposite way as an image, as a feel, and that also might offset what you're trying to do there as well. Again, these are the direct correlators for this particular flip. You could have things earlier in the golf swing that is making it really difficult to actually not flip, but this is a YouTube video, so we'll keep it at that. So now, getting into the door hinge flip, again, the direct correlators are these movements of the wrist right here. So if I have the door hinge flip and I'm looking like this or something like that at impact, one of the main things that I would focus on is going to be the timing of when do I feel like my left wrist is going from a flatter position to this extended position. So if I can change the timing of that as an image, if I could try to get my wrist straight, more so right around position 8 out here, that image change, that timing change might get you to the point where at impact you look much more here as opposed to here. So to give you an example of that, I'm going to make some swings now where I'm going to try to have the image of getting my wrist much flatter at position 8, not at impact, and let's see what happens here. So as I come through, swing to position 8, try to get this lead wrist as flat as I can at that point. That changing the timing might be enough to actually get you over the edge. Now, some of you guys out there might need to feel this in the short term. I call this the flying Y. This is not necessarily my favorite approach to try to fix this, but I have seen it work, where you try to get almost this flat wrist feeling or even bowed feeling and try to actually keep that all the way to position 8. So that would be more so of a holding image, or maybe even slightly increasing it. You could do that as well. And that would look more so something like this as I go through the ball. This would be more so of the flying Y, we call it. Or really, you're just kind of changing the actual how much and the timing of that. So those would be the direct correlators and the ways I would try to fix it first. But again, just like I said with all the other ones today, there's some other things in the swing that could definitely be causing you to get this as well. All right, that's it for you guys on YouTube. But before you guys click out the video, let me give you some quick wrap-up points. I think the most important part for you guys on YouTube is there's 2 types of flips, not just one. So you really got to identify which of these you are, or maybe you're the combination of both. So go back, learn about the toe closing flip, learn about the door hinge flip, and then also look at your swing and see maybe you're both of them, or maybe you're just one of them, but identify the correct one. After you do that, go back to the part where I talked about what are the direct correlators when it comes to the body parts. Try your best to manipulate that on your own, and I guarantee if you guys do that, you should get much better results than you currently are doing. If you guys are still struggling, well, that's where the professional golf instructor comes into play, Kibbe Coach 6-month program. So go check out the in-person or online. We have the driver program and regular program right now, so go check those out. We'd love to help you out. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Check out the membership site, and I'll see you guys in the next video.